What do we got for you today, Mike?
Are you stressed out? I am. Well, not anymore, because I deal with it on a daily basis. We're going to show you how to deal with stress all the time so it never piles up and makes you feel horrible.
Right. Now, if you're in the Brain Software Syndicate or the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy or whatever, and you have access to the Stress Relief and Self-Hypnosis audio program that Mike created many years ago, which is awesome, you'll notice a lot of this comes from that, but we're going to add in some new stuff. So we're going to have a great conversation. We're going to keep it tight, and let's go.
All right. I invented this phrase, and I like it, or sentence. Learn to deal with stress, or stress will deal with you.
Ooh.
It sounds trite, but it's a certainty. If we get stressed out, our blood pressure goes up, we become ineffective in our thinking patterns, we get angry all the time, we feel overwhelmed. Stress is okay. There's a stress called eustress, EU stress, which is stress that enables us to adapt. Stress is anything that causes us to adapt, but if there's too much of it, when resources to deal with it are overwhelmed by the demands on those resources, then it's too much. So how do you deal with it?
I really like this, and I'm going to just relate it to a business expression that I've heard many times, which is learn to run your business or your business will run you.
No.
I think it's the same idea here, right? If you don't learn to run your stress, manage your
It'll
stress,
take
your
control.
stress will manage you. So how do we deal with it? All right.
Well, the key is don't wait until it's really high. Act as soon as you notice it is creeping up. And our dear friend Melissa Tiers, excellent trainer, talks about a bucket. A lot of people put one under their sink because they don't want to fix the U-pipe and get a plumber in to do it. And so if there's a drip there, the bucket keeps filling up. And over time, you got to take that bucket and dump it out. It's the same with your stress. You have to regularly take it down as close to zero as you can and get a fresh start.
Yeah, that's really good. The people describe things like the pressure cooker, right? If you don't release the pressure, things will eventually explode. And whether it's an argument with another person or just internal stress, if you let that stress build up as pressure, your head wants to explode. So you've got to deal with it.
Yes, and stress causes a buildup of cortisol. Cortisol in the system enables you to wake up in the morning, which is fine. But too much cortisol can actually cause you to gain weight as well.
100%.
It's almost like a survival instinct. Well, if you're under so much stress, we better make sure you have enough fat to deal with it.
Yeah, because cortisol basically says there is something that might go wrong here. Therefore, I must conserve energy so that I can use it in an explosive manner. If I need to run from a tiger or a lion or somebody's trying to kill me or
so you're going to store that energy as fat, which is what it does.
Well, and glucose basically just doesn't let sugar out in your bloodstream.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, not nice, but nice explanation. Now, the great thing is regular exercise will burn up the cortisol, the excess cortisol in your system. And any exercise will help, but the best ones are aerobic exercises like walking or power walking or cycling or swimming or jogging or walking on a treadmill, whatever you want.
Yeah, I love, and we got this wrong on the last video where I think we'll correct it with the with titles and overlay, or maybe we'll use AI to fix my voice. But actually, that's a better way. The zone 2 cardio is not 70 to 80% of target heart rate. It's 60 to 70.
That's quite a difference.
So I like that. I like walking on my treadmill and listen to a podcast or something. I find that burns off stress and it's good for me and it feels good.
And the old adage is exercise for 20, 30 minutes, whatever. You should be able to carry on a conversation if you're walking with someone else, but you shouldn't be able to sing. If you can sing, you're not putting enough effort into it.
That's so well understood, because I was just explaining to my mother how we were doing these videos, and she said, "Oh yeah, zone 2, that means you should be able to talk, but you can't sing."
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which I told you, and I think you dismissed it.
But I didn't tell her, so she knew it already.
That's great. Now, here's a cool thing you can add, and I'm going to give you really briefly a thing called Jin Shin Jyutsu. It comes from Japanese medicine. You just do this before bed every night or whenever you need to. I won't go into the reasons behind it. Grasp either thumb. Hold it firmly but not tight, and you'll feel a pulsation start in both hands, the hand grasping and in the thumb itself.
Feel it.
When you feel a pulsation, that's a good sign. It means that meridian's open. Hold it for maybe 20 seconds. Then move to the first finger. Do the same thing. Do all 5 fingers, then put your thumb in the center of your palm. This is the hardest one to feel. When you feel a pulsation for about 10, 20 seconds, switch to the other hand. Do it again. Run through all these fingers in the center of your palm. When you feel a pulsation, just notice it. You don't have to think anything specific. It is powerful. This clears the meridians. If I do this before bed, watching Netflix or something, I'll just do it while I'm watching. Every time I got the pulse, I'll move to the next finger after a few seconds. I sleep amazingly well, like an infant. Jin Shin Jyutsu. Give it a shot.
What about this full body clench method?
Yes.
Let's talk about that. I
used to teach this when I was doing seminars in the university circuit for stressed out kids. You press your tongue against the roof of your mouth. You clench your fists, clench your toes against your shoes and clench your butt and your abs, but don't hold your breath. That's the key. You don't want to spike your blood pressure, and just hold it tightly, and then suddenly release it all instantly. Do that 3 times. Each time, tight hold, pressing your tongue against the roof of your mouth, and
not when your hands are above a desk.
no, right. And then release. Do that like 3 times. And by tensing first, it makes it really interestingly easy to relax suddenly. That will put relaxation in your system. This will, you can actually tie this to a signal, in fact. So as soon as you do it, once you've done this several times, just tensing like that, your brain will start getting ready to instantly relax, and it's powerful. Another thing is breathing with a cue word. They do this in TM with the name of a Hindu god. We don't do it that way, but what you can do is lie down for 20 minutes or sit in a chair for 20 minutes, breathe in through your nose, and as you exhale, I think you can exhale through your nose if you want, like yoga is always through the nose. Just hear a word in your mind, a single syllable. It can be calm, or it can be the number 1. Calm works well, or peace. You hear yourself saying calm through the entire exhale one long time. Then breathe in again.
That's a great trance induction.
Calm, and this is an induction of trance as well. Yeah. Changing your breathing will put you in a much more powerful but very relaxed state. It'll let go of your stress. Let's talk about Dr. Andrew Huberman. Physiological
this
sigh.
Actually is, I think, an improvement upon what we used to call 7-Eleven breathing.
Right, I think this is the best of those.
Box breathing or whatever. The idea being to activate your parasympathetic nervous system is that you want to exhale longer than you're inhaling. So if you're inhaling for, we used to say for 7, then you'd exhale for 11. But the Huberman variation.
Right. It's interesting. You breathe in through your nose twice. So you breathe in abruptly, half fill your lungs, then you breathe in instantly again till you fill your lungs, then exhale slowly through your mouth. So you'd go...
Now, maybe don't do that in a business meeting.
No, but repeat. You can do the Jin Shin Jyutsu in a business meeting. But doing this, do it 2-3 times. It's amazing. Huberman says this offloads excess CO2, carbon dioxide in your system. It slows the heart, which is good. Switches on the parasympathetic nervous system, which is based on relaxation instead of stress and instead of tension.
I love it. Yeah, that's really nice. This breathing in general, even if you don't do the Huberman method, even if you just
deep, slow breaths,
take a breath in, hold it for a moment, exhale real slow, and you can combine like the word that you just method, combine, exhale, and say to yourself, peace or calm.
Yep.
This will vaporize stress so quickly.
Wonderfully, in fact. And the human breathing does it so quickly. If you're in a dentist's office or something, there's no one in the room and you're stressed, you can use that then. My 6-step tapping, this will work too for stress. I'll make it real simple. The 6 points are in the very center of the top of the head. The center of the forehead, use a vertical line of your fingers to make sure you hit it. Outer corner of either eye, doesn't matter which side, under your eye, on the cheekbone, close to the eye. Under edge of your collarbone on either side. Use your whole hand if you want. You make sure you hit it. The under edge of the collarbone where it meets the breastbone. Finally, grab your wrist, either hand. Take a deep breath. Exhale and say peace. I got that from Robert Smith.
Now, how would they set it up? Just a reminder.
So all you're going to say is stress. I've got this stress. I'm letting go of this stress. Let go of the stress. Get rid of this stress, this tension. I let go of this stress. Peace. And you'll notice you'll feel better. Do it as many times as you need to.
And you'll notice that it's working, especially if you ask yourself before you do it, how bad is this stress, worry, anxiety, whatever you call it, out of 10? And if you go, oh, it's an 8, okay, do the round of tapping and then say, where is it now? Just check in. Where's it now?
Oh, it's a 2.
Oh, it's a 4. It's a 2.
Keep
Take
doing
it to 0. Right. This is a great strategy. By the way, I just want to point out too, if you're in our Brain Software Syndicate or Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy, you have access to our full course called The Anxiety Solution. So check that out too, because there's tons of stuff in there that'll help you out.
Brilliant. Yes.
Yeah, and that way you don't need to buy it from our website as an a la carte purchase.
It's just all solid, medically thought out stuff. It's not just random things. It will work.
And it's cheaper in the Brain Software Syndicate. So tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Finally, guys, remember to take breaks. People who don't take breaks, they push themselves harder and harder. Your productivity goes up if you take breaks. Every hour, 5-10 minutes, just do something totally different. Get up and stretch for a minute, or go listen to music for a few minutes. Make a cup of tea or something. But the short break gives you a chance to reset, and your brain will start moving at high speed again, and your body.
That's a perfect time to wrap up this video on this little throw-in add-in that I want to make, which is when you when you have something complex going on and you're tending, I was combining their tendency.
Yes,
you're tending.
it's very concerning.
You're having a tendency to work, let's say, really long stretches because you got to get some stuff done. By taking breaks, as Mike said, that gives you an opportunity to compartmentalize the work into smaller chunks. By breaking things into smaller chunks and celebrating internally, even just like, yeah, I got that chunk
Victory.
done. Just what's the next piece? Get that done, take a break. Work on the next piece, take a break.
Brilliant.
Get as many pieces as you can done. It's better than doing a bunch of things and getting them all half finished, and then you feel like nothing's actually done.
Stress is still there. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's a useful thing to think about. So those are some ways to reduce stress. You can listen to the stress relief and self-hypnosis track, which has that awesome, you call it a miniature vacation for the mind.
30 minutes.
That's fantastic. You can use this stuff on track 1, some of which we just taught you in this video, and you can use the anxiety solution. And if you want to do self-hypnosis, of course, we have our easy self-hypnosis course, which is also included in the Brain Software Syndicate. So those of you who are members have access to that. That's what we recommend. So
Brilliant.
those are some great ways to deal with daily stress. All right.
Excellent.
So let's wrap it up. That was awesome. And we'll see you in the next video.
Live a stress-free life. Thanks
Thanks
again,
again,
and good night.